we're going to tackle a common misconception about Buddhism, the idea that it's all about meditation. While meditation is certainly an important part of Buddhist practice, the Buddha's teachings encompass much more than that. Let's explore what the Buddha himself said about this. In the Dhammapada, one of the most well-known Buddhist texts, the Buddha states, "Not to do any evil, to cultivate good, to purify one's mind, this is the teaching of the Buddhas." Notice how this verse mentions purifying the mind, which includes meditation, but it also emphasizes ethical conduct and cultivating goodness. This shows that Buddhism is about how we live our entire lives, not just the time we spend on the meditation cushion. Let's look at another example from the Buddha's teachings. In the Samanaphala Sutta, the Buddha describes the gradual training of a disciple. He starts with ethical behavior. Putting away the killing of living things, Gautama the recluse holds aloof from the destruction of life. He has laid the cudgel and the sword aside, and ashamed of roughness and full of mercy, he dwells compassionate and kind to all creatures that have life. The Buddha then goes on to describe various aspects of moral conduct before even mentioning meditation. This shows that in the Buddha's view, ethical behavior forms the foundation for spiritual practice. But don't just take my word for it. Let's hear a story from the Buddha's time that illustrates this point. Once, a man named Sonadanda, a renowned Brahmin, was preparing to meet the Buddha. He listed the qualities that made the Buddha worthy of respect. Among these, he said, "Truly, sirs, the Samana Gautama is virtuous with the virtue of the Arahats, good and virtuous, gifted with goodness and virtue." Notice how Sonadanda emphasizes the Buddha's virtue and ethical conduct, not just his meditative attainments. The Buddha also taught the Noble Eightfold Path as the way to liberation. This path includes right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Only the last two directly relate to meditation. The others deal with wisdom and ethical conduct. In the Mahakattarisaka Sutta, the Buddha explains, "And what, monks, is noble right concentration with its supports and requisite conditions? Any singleness of mind equipped with these 7 factors, right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and right mindfulness, is called noble right concentration with its supports and requisite conditions." This shows that meditation, right concentration, is supported by the other aspects of the path. It's not meant to stand alone. So while meditation is undoubtedly important in Buddhism, it's just one part of a much broader teaching. The Buddha's path is a holistic one, encompassing how we think, speak, act, and live our lives. It's about developing wisdom, cultivating compassion, and living ethically. Remember, the goal of Buddhism is the end of suffering, and that requires more than just sitting on a cushion. It requires us to transform our entire way of being in the world. So the next time someone tells you that Buddhism is only about meditation, you can share these teachings from the Buddha himself. Buddhism is a rich, multifaceted path that touches every aspect of our lives. It's about how we live, not just how we sit. Thank you for listening, and may you find true happiness on your path.